What can you tell us about this gentleman? This gentle man.
As I said, he was once a companion of Bashir. It is said that they saved the world from a dangerous threat a long time ago. But the two rarely saw eye to eye. In the final days of them knowing each other, he seemed hellbent on just unleashing the beast they sealed away, in hopes to destroy everything. So, he was banished to a location I'm not sure of. Bashir would never speak much of it. Felt it was better to keep the information hidden so it couldn't be undone. But,
No.
This flower, it is known as one of the stars of Salem.
Stars of what?
Salem. It is the one that grew in this town a long time ago. And I am not... The garden itself is protected by the queen. I was gifted one of the flowers to study it. My research is short at best. I know next to nothing what it can do. Only that it has... The garden itself has shown improvements in both necromancy and evocation in this part of the world. Just simply those who are born here have a stronger tie to it, and those who stay a long period of time here will just naturally become more powerful in those areas.
Do you know... Actually, were we with you when you found out about all the other shit? Other stars and all that?
I know I found out about it. I don't know about you guys.
Go ask Anna about it during the tournament. One of you might have been fighting at the time.
Was I fighting at the time?
I don't entirely remember
Skull
who it
knows
was.
about it though.
So checkmate.
Skull keeps forgetting to share information.
Well, here's the thing.
Skull doesn't talk.
A long time ago in Session 2, I learned the group's crippling weakness, communication.
No one communicate about other stuff.
Just not, important.
I've been trying to communicate. I just forget things.
And the
Then you
fox
run
keeps
off
showing
by
up
yourself.
too.
Yeah.
So the fox kind of puts a damn wrong. Fuck
Yeah.
the fox.
I will fuck that promise.
And as
Well, when
soon as he
it's
finishes
that's
that, he
No,
re-closes the
okay.
door. You hear the locks relock themselves. And he says, it's still intact, which is good. Just wanted to make sure.
So,
He
if,
gestures for you all to leave the storage area again.
if that's what they were after, what can they do with it?
I'd rather not find out.
Seems to me.
Did you ever work with Bashir on trying to identify anything with it?
He also had one of the flowers himself, presumably in his tower somewhere. I'm not sure. We were working separately, hoping to just figure out more in our each expertise. But I've come up short. I haven't heard from him in months.
Yeah, he hasn't been here in a while.
So did that flower look like the same flower that was on the vine light?
Well, that's a good question. Did it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Shit, didn't we destroy that flower
We
then?
did. We think.
So he said all the expensive stuff is down here. Dear Lord, how expensive that stuff is.
So,
Is Monday thinking of thievery?
we might have
It's just I'm horrified at the aspect of how much monetary value is down here when I was already horrified at the monetary value upstairs. So
One thing you know the very first time you go into the shop is Marvin says he likes to rotate items around to keep interest.
okay. So
There's a lot of common things down here as well as very valuable things.
oh,
we might have already ran across the flower that was in Bashir's tower.
Oh, that's good. Is it still intact? Is it safe?
So it might have kind of corrupted a vine blight that we killed. I don't believe the flower is intact.
Well, as long as the garden is still safe, it should be fine.
Well, it's choice that's come together.
Bashir's garden or the Queen's garden? I assume the Queen's garden.
The Queen's garden. That is where the flower came from.
Do we need to inform the guard of some of this shit so they quintuple the guard on that bitch?
Based on what you told me, probably not.
And the guard could be like.
You said they were being rather hush hush.
Yeah, they told me not to really talk about it, but
Fuck that.
I think that's bullshit.
The guard could easily be in on it, especially if it's possession, like what it kind of sounds like. Pawns.
I think for now, until we figure out more, we need to keep this on the down. I'm trusting you for this, Monday.
Well, I'm gonna tell my other companions about this shit
I don't know nothing.
because they deserve to know what's going on, especially if we're going to be involved in this further. I don't want them being blindsided by anything. I trust them.
Your group seems like the quiet kind.
For the most part, yeah.
Just don't let too many ears hear it. The more we can keep out of the enemy's hand, the better.
So, yeah, that's reasonable. The other thing is I would like to continue my studies with you as soon as possible. I feel like it would be a benefit to our group, especially in the apparently trying times ahead.
Alright, yes, very well. But for now, perhaps it's best to get some rest and we can pick this up later.
Do you want me to come by tomorrow?
If you're available, yes. After this, he sort of bids you both adieu, unless you were wanting to buy something.
No, if his prices that he showed me for the scrying orbs or anything to go by, I can't afford anything, so.
Skull, spending the rest of his day in his shop. Taurus, were you up to anything in the final few hours of the day?
Gonna go sulk. No, I'm gonna. I don't have any new spells to learn. I guess I can practice with the journal for a while.
Okay. Continuing with the journal. When you pull it out and begin writing your first few words upon it, it doesn't write back.
It's shy.
Monday and Fenris, what are you doing in the meantime?
I'm gonna write to Thola.
1 second.
Tell her what's been going on the past few days.
When you first opened up, well, yeah, the last conversation you had with her was about how she had arrived at the port town and was embarking on a sailing journey towards Waterdeep. So yes, what would you like to write down?
I just want to kind of tell her about the events. Be like, hey, might had a weird dream a few days back. That was real. Pretty sure you have one of my hand axes. Me and my crew fought in the tournament. Skull got first, I got second. Also, might be a horrible, evil catastrophe that's gonna be happening here fairly soon. Don't really know the time frame on it.
Yes, you do.
I mean, kind of.
Got a ballpark.
I don't know the exact day it's gonna happen. I don't know. I can't be like, it's gonna happen on July 3rd at 3 p.m.
Well, then you're just a doomsayer. We're like those.
3:15 p.m. and 33 seconds.
I tripped over a rock. Didn't Disney.
What were you about to say there, Monday?
I'm just going to meditate and pray to my God for insight, since my God's God of knowledge.
Alright, what was your god's name again?
Knowledge.
Was it Moon or something? I don't remember.
Let me see if I remember to write down the actual God. My finger.
So I take it safe to say the best place for the two of you to do what you're doing is to head back to the tower.
Yeah, that's fine.
And Finriz, by the time you're back at the tower, you get some responses to what you've written down. She mentions how a weird dream that's interesting. If you care to tell me more, I'd be most interested in knowing about it. I'm not sure what you mean by have one of your hand axes, though. And as for the horrible event, that sounds tragic. If there's anything I can ever do to help, just let me know.
Let me ask if she's had any luck on the item she was looking for.
Well, I'm currently stuck on a ship, so it's been fished for the past few days. Unfortunately, I won't be able to learn more until I actually get to Waterdeep. Anything else before the night comes to an end?
Oh, write in the journal. Can I get any experience with the journal whenever it's not active, or does it have to be active?
This is the first time it's refused to respond back since you've acquired it.
Alright. I guess I'll write in it and just hope for a response later. I don't know where it goes. Can you give insight on a dream with emerald eyes in the sky?
You get a response back saying, "It's been weeks. I want to be back with Finriz."
And they're fair enough.
Okay.
Whenever he comes back, tell me to request his presence.
So yeah, Finriz, Retoris comes up to you, handing you the notebook back.
Have you had any luck learning the language in it?
I am some percentage of the way there. I think that's pretty far, wasn't it?
You did make some excellent progress during this short period of time, but you haven't mastered it yet.
Right.
Okay. I could be back here now.
Good exchange.
By the way, I would like to talk to not just you, but have you seen Skull, and is Moon still by me?
Yeah, and Mindy, you two of you traveled back together.
Okay. We have some news.
OGHMA? Okay. I'll have to look up more about him later.
Well, Skull is locked up at the workshop right now.
Yep, Skull's tinkering away in his room, ignoring the outside world.
I'm gonna go bang on his door.
Skull, there's a knock at your door.
I will say I wouldn't recommend it right now, but he probably did.
This is very important.
Ignores it. He's working.
I knock harder.
Ignores it. He's working.
I kick the shit out of your door.
Slams the door open on whoever's on that side.
Slam the door open?
Depends on which way the hinges
It
go.
opens.
He's got two hinges.
It's a magic tower, it goes both ways, why not?
Fuck!
Closes the door.
You
Damn
take
it,
one-
Skull, we need to talk.
You take 1d8 damage.
What?
I have information on the events that are coming, and I believe I know at least part of who's behind it. Don't you remember the dream?
Dream.
It was you, me, and Mundi, and we met the fox and fought some blights.
In the fights, the kills that were stolen from me.
Oh,
Yeah, those ones.
A reminder of that. I stole some of those.
What about it?
I was talking to Marvin about the events that have happened recently, and he seems to think that there is a cult, possibly led by one of Bashir's old companions, that is trying to unleash some beast that him and Bashir and their group sealed away many years ago.
What do you suppose we do?
I don't know. But this gives us a starting point to at least try to figure out how to stop this without having to kill anyone that is innocent. I just thought if we were going to be involved in this, that you had a right to know.
Oh, wait.
What about it? I like it. You didn't. What do you want me to do about it?
Throw your shield at something.
What do you want me to do about it?
Fucking brainstorm!
Did you say you talked to Marvin?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's try working with him for now. I mean, he's our best guess other than trying to get Bashir back.
Yeah,
If
he
we want to give that another go.
happened to have this flower called the, was it Star of Salem? Boom, nailed it. I'm paying attention.
Sorry, Saloon, those are supposed to be, like, super important.
He said that he was gifted it by the Queen for research purposes. He was trying to look into what it does. He mentioned that Bashir had one given to him as well, and it looked similar to what the Vine Blight had on it whenever we fought him. He said that it seemed to increase people's abilities in evocation and
necromancy.
Yeah, and necromancy.
Okay. Well, from what Anna told me, everybody in town has the pink eyes simply devoted because of those flowers, so they're powerful whatever they are.
Because he did say the longer you're just around it, the more it affects you.
He also said that there's a couple other ones. She said that there's other ones for other towns,
Other moves.
other plants. The Star Sailor comes in multiple plants.
Multiple varietals.
Yeah. And I'm assuming they're different colors depending on their plant type.
Well, it seems like maybe the cult was trying to steal the one from Marvin for some purpose. They might have gone after ones in the other towns as well.
Imagine what you could do if you got a hold of all of them.
We might need to seriously think about reevaluating finding Bashir first. If he's had anything to do with this in the past.
I agree.
What say the rest of you? For tourism Monday.
Priority is getting knowledge on.
By the way, I want to throw it out there that I've had this whole conversation while laying on the ground since somebody hit me with a damn door. Just laying there staring at me like,
I was hoping
Fuck
to discourage you from continuing to talk to me. but it
hell
didn't work.
no. I'm determined as hell.
Just talking through a little gap under the door.
Fuck you.
Hey, it's me. Just thought you'd like to know.
So, with that, you all eventually end up going to bed. With new thoughts in your head about the
Sleep on
past
the
few days. Yes.
How long does it take to attune to a weapon? Is it like an hour?
Take an hour.
Alright, I'm going to do that before I go to bed.
Okay. During the night, you each have a dream.
Goodness.
Fuck your dreams.
What do they mean?
We're going to start with Fenris. This dream is more of a memory. When you were young and with your father. He had told you that he had an important business and went on ahead to do something, and you were left alone a while by yourself next to a campfire. Several hours had gone by. Eventually you hear a rustling in the bushes. And it's your father. He's come back to you. He's completely covered in blood and scratches and scars, and he's quickly stomping out the fire and doing his best to calm you down, and says, Fenris, please, keep quiet. Just hold my hand and we'll get through this. I'll explain more later. Just, for now, just shh. As the next few hours went by, you heard footsteps of soldiers on the ground looking, shouting angrily with pitchforks and torches, eagerly searching for someone, some thief, they say. But they never found you. And when that morning rose, your father had explained to you that it was very important that he steal something from a powerful sorcerer, and that if they didn't, it certainly would have brought a lot more pain to the people in your area than it would have helped. And then just all you remember that night is the two of you managed to stay safe just by simply staying still, staying quiet, and just
It's my new game plan for life. Stay still and quiet.
As for Skull, in your dream, it's a memory for you as you, being the young little white orc you were, you just remember a particular night when your father went away into and met up with a druid at one point. Upon meeting them, there was an exchange, something about his wound, how it's gotten more severe and is continuing to grow. You saw, for a brief moment upon his back, it looked like a stab wound at one point in his back, an old scar, and from it, it spread like a spider web across his back, these black skin tone and cracks along his back. The scar itself had gotten much more severe over time, as you saw it once before this particular moment. And you just hear these brief exchanges between him and this other person. How she mentioned how she finally discovered the name of the poison that was thrust upon him during an unfortunate encounter in his life with some elven bitch. The name that she presents was the staircase to the sun, also referred to as a Star of Saloon by others.
Oh.
This poison has corrupted him over the years. You noticed in time that he grew weaker as he got older, but he always remained strong and always shunned you, as you were forever a reminder of what that woman did to him that day.
What? Probably while he was getting
Ah!
You never met this Owen woman. It was before your time. Before you ever thought of. And that's just a memory you had. As for you, Retorse, once again you find yourself in your hometown. The moment where you just stabbed that guard in the guts. The blood upon your blade. The sound down the alleyway. Running into the man. And then you find yourself once again down and deep into the sewers. Rifling through the items in your bag. Just trying to figure out what to do next. It is at this moment you are hearing footsteps coming through the sewers. The man is approaching you with torch in hand. When you finally see him, it is your sensei, the man who taught you how to fight, how to survive. And he comes up toward you and says, "What do you do now, Retorus?"
I suppose the only thing I can do now is run. Try to atone for this.
It seems that way. Where will you go? And at this moment you find the crystal knob once again in your hands. It was stuffed away at the bottom of your bag for the longest time.
Well, maybe I can give Bashir a visit. Maybe he can give some sagely advice.
Perhaps. Can you please make a wisdom saving throw for me?
It's not good.
It hasn't been so far.
Yeah, that's 9.
Yes, then you must seek him out at once then. But it's like he continues talking, but his voice goes mute. His mouth is still moving as if words were coming out. And the world around you just becomes darker and you just fade away into darkness. On to Mundi. During your dream, you do not have a memory. You foresee something in the future.
Oh.
Something that you believe is to come. You are in the center of town. The town of Iapo, and around you there's fire and darkness. The town is lit ablaze. There's this black smog sweeping through the area. The citizens around you are coughing and gagging, practically spewing up like liters of blood and guts, and just you see them fall to the ground, and some of them just get right back up and attack others. off in the distance on the horizon as to where you see these 9 figures. It's just the outlines of them. You get no details at the time, but yes, there's chaos and suffering all around you. What do you do? How do you feel?
Too much is going on at one time. Try and get anybody that's close enough for me to get a hold of and get them out of there and stuff.
You try
Or one
running up
person,
to the nearest civilian. They're just coughing and spewing up blood at the moment. As you look down upon them, you can see around their eyes they've gone black with these black cracks spreading from the eyes themselves across their face.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just saying, please, please, help me.
I do at this point, a medicine check to see if there's anything I would know to.
Sure.
20. Dirty 20.
You feel, given the situation, what you see, what's going on, that this person's too far gone. Any minute now, she'll drop down on the ground dead, and will probably stand back up and start attacking others. In fact, as you're coming to this conclusion, you can see several more former civilians just looking like they're about to just leap towards you and her and try and tear you to shreds. Do you fight? Do you run? Do you try something else?
Mercy killing.
Mercy kill. As you just snap her neck, she falls to the ground. You suddenly just start hearing this ticking sound like of a grandfather clock off in the distance. When you turn towards the source, you can see a door with a tan pelt over it.
Reach for the door.
You make your way, you run from the chaos towards the door, you open it up, and you find yourself in a white void of an area. But not completely. There is this like knee-high mist around you, and you can see as the door closes behind you, there are a total of 4 doors here. None of them are attached to a wall, they're just kind of standing upright in obscurity, and in the center of these 4 doors there is this clock ticking. You recognize these doors because you've seen them before. You know that it was supposed to be your door that you walked through. I think I just gave you Fenris's door. But yes, you see Fenris's door, Skull's door, your door, and then the 4th one which was never opened.
Why not?
Okay, then I was correct. But yes.
Well, I want to inspect the clock first. Don't know exactly what's going on, and last time I went into these doors, the others were there, so I'll knock on the doors. This time instead of bursting in or causing a companion to attack another companion's works.
Why would that ever happen?
Rat creatures. But, I'll knock on his door first.
Fenris, as soon as the memory with your father fades away, you find yourself alone in darkness. Then suddenly you just hear this loud knocking, like someone on a door, and suddenly you find yourself within your room. And once again, this door has appeared.
I'll go open it.
You see Mundy there. And beyond him is the void of an area, with a clock standing in the center.
What the hell is this shit this time?
I just came. I think I saw something bad that's going to happen there, and I think it involves the star, those cultists. A lot of people are going to be dead, man. Then I woke up, and I didn't wake up. I saw the door, came through, and I was here. It's get Skull and check the other door. And
Skull, are you still with us? We might need to call it here. She's asleep. Yeah? Do you want us to call tonight? You just fell asleep on us.
Are you guys talking to me?
yes.
Oh. What's up?
We can call it a night if you're.
No, I
too
didn't know you guys
tired.
were talking to me.
Oh.
Yeah, you're comfy.
Do you,
I was comfy.
do you remember the whole bit with your father? That memory?
Yeah.
As that fades away, you find yourself surrounded in darkness, and suddenly you hear a knocking at a door, and you once again find yourself within your room, your workshop. The one
dream
inside
one?
your head.
Okay.
There's a knock at your door.
Can you knock on the other door and check to see if
And don't answer it.
Just as if you sound as transcend your.
You want me to kick fucking
Waking-
Skull's door in this world too?
The door will win.
No,
The
we
door
gotta
will
at
win.
least be
I will
respectful.
kick
I remember
your
last
fucking
time.
special door next time.
This is a specialer door.
Alright, I'm gonna write a note and I'm gonna slip it underneath Skull's
Atta
door.
boy.
What did the note say?
Might have
Lucky
information on the
asshole.
future. Can you join us outside, please? Thank you. Monday. So,
I open the door.
I go knock on the other door.
Okay. Rhetorus, look fade into darkness after this vision you just dream or whatever it was you just experienced.
A memory.
And you find yourself in a room. It has some old elvish furniture that you got at some sort of second-hand store. Some repairs made with Skull's help, apparently.
You just said describe a room. I don't think it's a dream room.
I just think it's funny.
You can improve it later.
There's a stand for a spell book, a drafting desk, sewing station for your masks, but you're not really wearing that anymore. And gloves are the copy of the site
He
design.
wears many masks for he is a man who hides.
Displayed on the wall are some concepts. There's a training dummy and a few other missorted items in this room. There's the arena posters, fan gifts, and trophies and rewards all throughout it from your gladiatorial days. And there's even a pet that you acquired within the sewers. And suddenly,
Is it dead like Scott's imaginary dog I killed with kobolds?
a door manifests in front of you. It is made of wood and reinforced with iron, and you can just hear a knocking coming from beyond it.
Did you explain my door?
I didn't explain it to Ben.
Your door's not
well, he
special.
hasn't seen your door yet.
It's
That's
not
fair.
special.
It's very special.
Fuck your door. I
The
sit
door's
on
really
it.
cool, man.
I go to the door and
Doors
turn
one
the
out of all four of ours.
When you open the door, you suddenly
pretty
see
cool, yeah.
whichever one of these two is knocking. Fenriz is outside your door. Beyond him
Oh.
is a what? Yes.
Is my pet with me?
Yes, it would be there.
Woo!
The watcher, at least.
That's why
If my
it
pet
should
would
be
be-
nice. We don't want it getting attacked again.
Beyond
Yeah,
him
we
is
didn't
this
kill.
white void with knee-high mist and the
Last time
a
it
clock
got
in the
attacked,
center.
bad stuff happened to us.
between all these doors.
Can't take that chance.
I survey my area.
It is most bizarre and unusual. You can see 3 other doors aside from your own. They're all open at this point. And you can see your companions, Fenriz, Mundi, and Skull, and this small little robotic creature.
It's not small.
This small little robotic creature, despite what Skull says.
It's a medium-sized freaking creature. We've been over that already.
You said it was like 3 or 4 feet high. It is small.
It's a medium category.
This medium-sized creature.
I'm just
Besides my
saying.
Or a human child.
Yes, you're in a most unusual area.
Oh shit, this is Rhetorus' door.
Did we die?
That one? No.
Yep.
Not yet.
Dead.
See, rat creatures brought us. Yeah, but
Oh my god, this shit again.
no, guys.
Monday, in the distance somewhere, you hear a snarling, hissing sound.
I ignore
Stop
it. There's
imagining it into existence.
No, I just said I ignore it and stuff. There's more important stuff going on right now.
Is there any other passages
creatures
or
are
is it just our 4 doors?
It's just your 4 doors and the endless void
And the clock.
and the clock.
I look at the clock.
It's an older grandfather clock. These 3 would have seen it. It was in the mansion you last saw. Or at least Fenriz would have seen it. You guys didn't take that path, but you saw it through a window, Fenriz.
I saw bad things, guys.
What is the time displayed?
4 o'clock.
It's almost 5 o'clock.
I'm going to close my door.
Less than 5.
Okay.
We're going to let it draft.
Does the grandfather clock have like a little door you can open, or is it just a glass on the front you can see inside of it?
You could open it, technically, yes.
Actually, now that Skull thinks about it, he goes back into his door, creates a small lock with an unlocking mechanism that he can carry, and locks his door shut.
Oh, like just like a car lock, right?
Sure.
Can you make a quick wisdom saving throw for me?
Wisdom saving throw? Oh, it's just a 1. 13, I think.
The key manifests.
Oh, hell yeah.
You now have it.
You're
Good
that
luck.
It's your door.
You're that good at making things that you don't even actually have to do it. You just
Lock my door. I don't want whatever's here. This is starting to get weird. Skull doesn't trust it. This isn't actually a dream. He doesn't like this anymore. This isn't fun anymore.
I had a dream.
I'll look inside the clock to see if there's anything.
It's got the pendulum going back and forth. It's a little peculiar looking. It's not circular at the end. It's kind of like a short sword.
Ooh.
Instead.
Time is the ultimate killer.
Monday, you noticed that the item you acquired last time, when you had last woken up from that event, the gem had faded, but now it's once again glowing the light sky blue color as it was the first time you grabbed it.
Is any of those creatures I tried to take with me last time around?
No.
Still sour
Like
about
last
that.
time that
The dream
we were in the dream.
you acquired the
Oh,
dream
that
catcher.
the dream.
The gem
okay,
was glowing
yeah.
the sky blue color. When you woke up from those events, it wasn't. But
Oh.
now it is again.
You do. I didn't even know I still had it. But okay, so we'll address that. I had a bad dream, guys, and stuff. The town was on fire. There was smoke everywhere. People were dying left and right, but then coming back and stuff. There were 9 people off of this. I couldn't see them, but I saw their outline. Bad times were happening. I think it has to do with the stars, man. It's necromancy, dead coming back to life. And then I woke up and I was in the... Well, I mean, I was about ready to be attacked. And then I saw the door and I came through. And then I was here. And
other than the pendulum
me
being a
trying
sword,
to be a little bit more logical
same.
instead of immediately
As a
assuming
typical
something's going to attack us
Okay.
here. So maybe just needed other heads to help me think or try and figure out. And I trust you two the most, and you're here too. I trust you kind of as well, so
You haven't been exposed to him as much.
that's why
Sure.
I don't trust him as much.
But I'm never wrong, you. So
I went on fantastical adventures with you, and I'm occasionally here when you're here too. So
You're like here on opposite days.
we switch.
You guys just trade off.
Yeah, we got
Um,
scheduled to go by.
I mean, I was having a dream too, but it was... I think it was a memory. Something way back from my past.
Skull, did you make this glot?
No.
Oh. I'm used to you making stuff like that, so I assumed. Sorry.
Skull thinks real hard and tries to imagine a clock simmer, but more in his own style.
Wisdom. You can't figure everything, Skull.
Hate it, 10. I'm gonna make a small, basic pocket watch. It's terrible.
You see this very, very small, handheld size grandfather clock appear next to it.
I tried.
It's a baby.
Better than what I could do.
guess I'll.
did you
Probably
do that?
wrong. Oh, you didn't notice it last time we were here?
I mean, I saw some shit happen, but, I don't fucking understand it.
This is somehow connected to our very minds.
Oh, neat.
If we try to think something, as long as we're able to construct it with our own mind, we're able to make it appear here, at least to some extent. So that's why every time we think of that goddamn rat monster, we hear your goddamn rat monster.
I'm not thinking about the rat monster. Don't bring it up.
I'm not thinking about the rat monster. I'm not thinking about the rat monster.
He doesn't exist. He's fake.
I want to think of William Cartwright's gun.
Skull and Monday, you can hear off in the distance this snarling, hissing sound.
I said stop it!
I wasn't thinking about it.
Dinner's, what did you say?
I want to think of William Cartwright's gun.
Wisdom check.
I'm gonna get this gun some way, goddammit.
I put my tiny little grandfather clock in my pocket. I like it.
7.
You hear a familiar sound go off in the distance. This thunderous, echoing sound of the gun being fired off.
And
Do you
killing the
realize-
rat monster.
Do you realize, though, while
Ow.
we're all doing this, we could end up,
We
doing
didn't
the
think about that
opposite of
one.
helping ourselves.
Welling some monster into existence.
So be careful, please.
Well, I wouldn't be thinking about the rat monster if you wouldn't have
You
brought it up
clearly
this
are still
time.
thinking about the rat monster.
I'm not thinking about the rat monster.
I thought the gun would appear. I didn't
I'm
just
thinking about a
expect
dead
it
rat
to.
monster. I'm thinking
Apparently
about
I'm not good at this.
thinking about the orb that we need.
Well, the first time I tried doing it, I was trying to think of a big monster thing to help us, and it didn't work out. So.
Ah, damn.
Come on, someone roll an ant, please.
Well,
You don't know what the orb looks like or what it does.
it's an orb.
You know, it's a sphere of some sort, but that's all you got.
A
But
You
spear
conjure a ball.
sphere.
appears in your hand, severely cracked. It resembles in appearance the one you saw in Marvin's shop.
I want the better one. So what were all the items that we needed? Do you know what they looked like or what they were?
We needed. I don't know what the sphere looks like.
We'll
I
see.
mean, we
This
just
is
have the map to it, but he said we need that to get a pin. Yeah, I forgot the other
Who said
two.
we needed what now?
what the fox said we needed. So
Yeah.
What did the fox say?
Skull instantly
Cool.
dies.
That's a night, folks.
I'm not putting up with that. That's
That's right.
you ruined it.
I'm not sorry.
You know, I
You saw your
for
shit,
it and
but-
dreading it the entire fucking time.
I
Man,
was sitting and waiting. I was sitting and waiting for the perfect moment.
Like
Somebody was
everybody-
going to say something.
Joe's just like it's all led up to this moment. Here we go, and then it came out and
Where did Cub go ahead earlier?
I don't know. Where'd you put it last?
I wonder if I just left it in my car. Just want to drink.
Cups.
Green bottle.
Wash it out. That's all. Usually has water in it. If not, it's probably aloe vera juice, which won't kill you.
I just bought a water dispenser super cheap.
Really, I
from,
don't remember the other item.
it was a estate sale. It's one of the ones.
He said a weapon needed to be
I
constructed,
got
Yeah,
for
like
which
they
would
do
hold
that.
the
and
magic,
stuff, and it works.
the pen to get the magic, and then a
Also
gem
got two nice
from a
shelf things
specific
and stuff,
shopkeep that would bind the two
My
things
fingers
together.
there to kind of consolidate them all day.
Okay.
Not a lot of things, but it creates a powerful thing.
Okay.
Just gonna bring that one models to show you what it would be when it's put together that you could paint. So
Everyone's described the dreams they had except for me, right?
And they've also described this phenomenon where there's creating and hearing things.
Right. I guess I'll say that my dream is of seems almost just a reminder of the mistake I made to be on the run like I am now. He knows exactly what that means. I guess I'm curious, like the extent of the corporeal nature and the realness of what's being created. I'll just imagine it could just kind of a simple basin of water on a table or something.
You want a basin of water? Wisdom check.
Is it check or a save?
Check.
That's 13.
A small crude table appears, and upon it there is a bowl with water in it.
I'll try to drink the water.
Tastes like water.
I say it feels
Feels like water. It
tastes like
water.
water. All right.
Fish.
oh,
That sounded me drinking.
Sound
get-
of a fish trying to eat a plant on something you can't get to. You scared it away.
Try to figure out the dream puzzle. No.
This is weird. But yeah, we need.
What's the significance of this clock? Why is it here now when it wasn't here?
Is
In
it
this spot before?
is it moving at all?
The pendulum, shaped like a short sword, is moving, yes.
But
What
And
arms
the hands
moving?
on the clock are
I
progressively
want to
moving
use
as well.
detect magic.
Okay. Skull, it goes off within an instant. Instead of the